Abby Lee Miller is in the business of winning dance competitions, not losing them. But that's never stopped the ALDC from experiencing some devastating losses. Fans were stunned when the girls on Dance Moms delivered stunning performances, only to win second place. We've compiled the 10 biggest competition losses to ever rock of the cast of Dance Moms. Watch until the end to find out which duet performed by Maddie Ziegler and Chloe should have won first place but didn't.
Whatever your mothers think of me, there's a method to my madness. And I think I know what I'm doing.
Jojo, Siwa, and Abby Lee Miller haven't always gotten along. Abby has scolded her for her lack of manners in the past and her constant need to talk back to adults. So when Abby gave Jojo the challenging Straighten Up solo in Season 5, Episode 16, fans were curious to see if she had the discipline to knock it out of the park. Abby tasked Jojo with developing her technique, and she surprised everyone by delivering a flawless performance during the Dance Kids USA Invitational. Hopes were high, seeing as it was the girls' last day in LA, and Jojo's contemporary solo, Straighten Up, was nothing short of miraculous. Yet somehow Jojo didn't even place. For once, Abby and Jesselyn agreed on something. The judges had made a big mistake. Jojo was so scared of what Abby would say to her, she started to cry after hearing the results. Luckily, Jojo had also performed the group dance Platinum alongside Kalani, Kendall, Maddie, and Nia. And the girls brought in first place overall, so Abby cut Jojo some slack.
Yes, everybody can have an off day, but you don't have an off day when we're leaving LA. You want to leave on a high note.
If there's one dance style Mackenzie Ziegler has down to an art, it's acrobatic jazz. So when Mackenzie performed the solo, Shoulda Coulda Woulda in Season 2, Episode 6, fans were stunned when she didn't place. Mackenzie had big hopes for Solo Week, but they all came crashing down after the award ceremony.
I think I'm gonna do really well.
And quite frankly, it was hard to watch. But Mackenzie wasn't the only dancer who failed to place. The same thing happened to Kendall after performing the lyrical number, Sweet Little Lies. The little girls were obviously upset, and Maddie Ziegler chimed in, stating that the floors had been very slippery. The MA dance competition in Texas had been held in a school gymnasium instead of on a stage, which could have contributed to Mackenzie and Kendall's performances being less than perfect. Although a few mistakes could be spotted in Mackenzie's routine, she definitely should have placed in the competition.
Sometimes your ego hurts more than your injury.
The expression on Abby Lee Miller's face when she watches her students perform says it all. If she looks happy, chances are her girls are going to win. But if she looks slightly upset, or worst of all, angry, it's a clear indicator that her girls aren't going to place.
This is it. We have to win right here, right now.
Unfortunately, this was the case in Rotten to the Core when Kendall performed the jazz number Mask at the Wild Dance Intensive competition in Detroit. It's easy to see that Kendall had her choreography down perfectly. Every move was flawless. Still, something about Kendall's performance had Abby shaking her head from side to side. Turns out that it was Kendall's facial expressions and not her technique that landed her in hot waters with her teacher. Kendall's facial expressions definitely knocked some points off her routine. Still, viewers couldn't believe that Kendall hadn't placed at all, but soon enough, the real reason behind the judges' ruling came to light. Kendall, who was 9 years old at the time, had competed in the 8 and under category, which had resulted in her being disqualified.
The kid has never forgotten anything you've taught her.
Never say never.
One of the most disappointing moments from Season 7 happens in Battle of the Blondes. In this episode, Bryn, Lily, and Maisie are each given challenging solos, which they perform at the Dream National Dance Competition in San Diego. Bryn is given the contemporary solo, Botched, and she crushes it. Her performance was both precise and emotional, and she gave Maddie a run for her money when it came down to facial expressions. On top of that, Bryn kicked off the solo with a piece of fabric covering her face, which couldn't have been easy. Fans of the show stated that Bryn's performance was one of the best contemporary solos in the entire series, and yet for some strange reason, Bryn placed third. Bryn's mom, Ashley, was quick to point a finger at the judges, calling them incompetent, and many other parents couldn't help but agree with her. It wasn't an easy loss for Bryn.
Those judges should probably never work again. That's how bad they were.
In the episode titled 99 Problems But a Mom Ain't One, the girls head to Niagara Falls, New York to dance in the sheer talent competition. But things don't exactly go as planned for Kalani Hilliker, who places second despite giving one of the most beautiful and passionate performances of the season. Kalani performed Dance Till I Die, a specialty number that should have won her first place but sadly didn't. Viewers couldn't help but wonder if Chloe Lukasiak would have won first place for the ALDC if she had danced in Kalani's place. After all, Dance Till I Die was originally going to be danced by Chloe and not Kalani. Either way, Abby Lee Miller was happy with Kalani's high-heeled performance. Luckily for Kalani, the competition wasn't a total loss. After all, she had also performed the musical theater number Freak Show alongside Kendi, Maddie, Mackenzie, and Nia, which had scored the #1 spot in the preteen division. Do you think Chloe would have won first place if she had performed Kalani's number? Tell us in the comments.
Chloe was welcome to come. You all know it's her mother.
In the Season 2 episode, No One Likes a Bully, Abby Lee Miller ruffled a few feathers when she switched out Paige for Kendall in the group Nothing More Annoying Than a Man. Paige's mom fought tooth and nail to keep Paige in the dance, but Abby brushed her off and made her decision final.
She's just doing it to hurt her.
Despite the last-second change, Chloe, Maddie, and Kendall performed the musical theater number at the Hollywood Vibe competition in Missouri. But things didn't exactly go as planned. Due to a technical issue, Chloe's placement was off. But instead of sympathizing with her, Abby blamed Chloe for botching the performance. Nothing More Annoying Than a Man didn't place, and Abby was livid. But technical issues aside, it was clear that Maddie, Chloe, and Kendall had nailed their performance, which left fans feeling confused. Kelly was quick to point out that Chloe's placement wouldn't have been off if Paige had remained in the group number, but she was alone in thinking that.
Maddie, Paige, and Chloe has always won first place everywhere.
There's no denying that Maddie Ziegler is one of the best dancers to ever appear on Dance Moms, but the same can be said about Chloe Lukasiak, who continuously lost to Maddie but shouldn't have on numerous occasions. In the Season 3 episode, The Politics of Dancing, Maddie and Chloe competed for the #1 spot in the junior solo division. The girls of the ALDC attended the Powerhouse Dance Philadelphia Invitational and delivered some truly beautiful performances. But no dance was more beautiful than Chloe's lyrical solo, Am I Here to Stay? And yet somehow, Chloe placed second, losing to Maddie. Maddie, who performed the contemporary solo, I'm Trying, won first place, despite viewers feeling like Chloe had outperformed her in more ways than one. It was sad to watch Chloe's face drop when Maddie was announced as the winner. Chloe fans had been certain that she had finally bested Maddie, but obviously the judges thought otherwise.
On one hand, I wanted to vote for Maddie because of her technique. On the other hand, I wanted to vote for Chloe because she did the best with what she had.
Blame It on the New Girl was one of the most upsetting episodes of Season 4, especially for Kendall fans. The girls traveled to Toledo, Ohio, to compete in the Intensity Dance competition, and Chloe, Fallon, Kendall, Maddie, and Nia brought home the #1 spot with their contemporary group dance, Red with Envy.
1, 2, 3.
But the competition wasn't over for Kendall, who also had the lyrical solo, Just Rain, to perform. This was, without a doubt, one of Kendall's most stunning dances. She managed to keep her legs perfectly straight during her front aerials, which was most impressive. Fans were certain that Kendall would be crowned as the winner, but surprisingly, the #1 spot went to Gavin from the Candy Apples Dance Center. Kathy Nesbitt Stein was thrilled over the fact that one of her dancers had beaten Kendall, and she threw it in Abby's face. But fans are still confused as to how Gavin's contemporary dance, Better When You're There, managed to beat Kendall's when she clearly outperformed him.
Your size nor your mouth intimidate me. What?
Pardon me?
Things quickly got heated in the Season 1 episode, From Ballerinas to Showgirls. All eyes were on Chloe, and the pressure was on. For once, Abby placed Chloe at the top of her pyramid, giving her a chance to prove herself. In this episode, the girls head to Las Vegas to compete in the Thunderstruck Dance competition, and Abby gives Chloe the musical theater solo, Missing You, as a reward for her hard work. But despite giving a spectacular performance, Chloe doesn't end up placing at all. And well, there's probably an explanation for that. You see, before the competition, Abby bullied Chloe and treated her rather poorly.
Chloe, you wanted this shot? Your mother, all I hear is it's Maddie, 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 Maddie. This is your shot.
So much so that Christy got into a heated argument with Abby. Instead of coaching Chloe and making her feel good about herself, Abby spent the entire week comparing her to Maddie and repeatedly telling her that she had to win at all costs. The pressure proved to be too much for Chloe, who despite giving a great performance, didn't bring home any titles.
I'm done. I've had it. My name is not gonna go down.
Chloe Lukasiak and Maddie Ziegler were often pitted against each other on the set of Dance Moms, and yet something magical happened every single time they shared a stage. In the Season 2 episode, I Know What You Did Last Competition, the girls head to Waterford, Michigan to compete in the Energy Dance Competition, and Maddie and Chloe join forces to deliver the lyrical duet Inside of Me. But despite delivering a breathtaking performance, Chloe and Maddie were awarded second place in the junior duet division. Everyone at the ALDC was stunned over the judges' ruling. What's worse is that Lifetime never aired the performance of the team that beat them, so fans were left wondering about the team that bested one of Maddie and Chloe's greatest duets of all time. On the one hand, it was nice to see Maddie and Chloe acting like friends instead of rivals, but on the other hand, fans felt like the girls were robbed of the #1 spot without much explanation. And that's a wrap. Before you go, tell us who your favorite Dance Mom star is in the comments below. And be sure to tell us which one of their dances should have won first place but didn't.
The show must go on.
Thanks for watching. For more fun videos, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time on The Things.